Hello, all the kings. Man, this is another Friday assessment. Yes, I come to encourage you again. I come to encourage you as all the kings men. When I say all the kings men, you are, my God, a man of God. You are God's creation. Yes, I encourage you on this Friday. It's time to assess. It's time to assess. It's time to stop playing with it. It's time to achieve results. How do you achieve results? You achieve results by taking responsibility for what happened this week. Yeah, we talk about the plan, but how do you put the plan in action? What happens when the plan fails? What happens when the plan succeeds? Okay. Let's talk about it all again today. Okay, you made a plan to do some things this week. Some things didn't happen. Well, you know what that means? That means that you got to assess what worked, what didn't work. The things that worked, why did they work? Okay, we need to do more of those things that work. The things that didn't work, we need to find out what took our attention. Was it ourselves? Was it somebody else? Did we allow somebody else to come in our personal space in the time that we had planned? Okay, then you need to assess what did you do to allow that to take your time? Yes. Now let's go over here. And in doing that, you got to remember that you are the owner of your time. You're the one that have to take responsibility for your time. You're the one that have to take responsibility for what you got going on in your life. And in taking responsibility, that means that you are showing up. That means that you're showing up. That means that you are taking lead. You are taking an active role in what happens in your life. And yes, I'm talking about the plan, assessing the plan. Yeah, I'm talking about work, but I'm also talking about your life. Did the things happen in your life that you wanted to happen? If it did not, take an active role. You got to show up, take an active role, and take the lead. Yeah, I know you don't want to take the lead, but it's all about taking responsibility. You know what? As a leader, a leader is always having to check himself or herself. But in this case, you got to check yourself as a leader. Yeah, I called you a leader because you're all the king's men. When God made you, when God created you, he created you to be a leader. Yeah, because you have to lead your own life. You don't lead by what somebody else telling you. You don't let somebody else's, my God, opinion become your reality. That's the words of the great Les Brown. He said, don't let somebody else's opinion become your reality. So that's what I'm telling you today. I don't care what happened. That's why it's important to assess, because if the things that happen in your life happen because of somebody else and you didn't take control, if things didn't happen in your life because you didn't take control, then it's time for you to take control. It's time for you to show up. It's time for you to take action, and it's time for you to take the lead. It's time for you to take the lead and say, today I stopped blaming somebody else for everything that's happening in my life. I had to do that myself. And you know what I did? I had to go on this journey called personal development. So I think we're going to talk about that for a little while. Personal development. I probably started about maybe 7 years ago now. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to take control of my own life. I don't like what's happening. I don't like the things how I respond to things. I need to take control because I'm not going where I want to go. The vision that I have for my life, and even the vision and the purpose that God was starting to build inside of me, I wasn't going to get there with what I was doing at that time in my life. So this is all part of assessing. So I had to assess my life, and I said, you know what? It's time to go on the journey of personal development. And you know, this journey of personal development, look, there's going to be some things that might cause you to be like, whoa, that's really me. There's some things that I got to overcome. There's some things I got to face. Yes. But look what happens in personal development. There's something that comes out of that. There's a confidence that comes out of that, because whether you know it or not, there are some things that you're not confident in. You know why? Because there are some areas that you don't speak up in. You're like, oh, I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. Oh, I'm going to do this to somebody. I'm going to do this to myself. Oh, I'm going to hurt myself. It's not even about that. You know why you're saying all those things? Because you are not confident in who you are. You're not confident in the things that you are supposed to be doing. When you grow in self-development, when you develop, that actually reveals who you are. And that actually reveals, like, you know what? Okay, I really do need to be doing that. I really need to be doing this or that, or I need to be going that way. Personal development will reveal those things. It will reveal the real you. You have to start, and what it does, you start to peel away the layers. You start to peel away the things that's been causing you to act the way you act. Rather it's things from your past, or rather it's things from your childhood, or rather it's from different phases of your life, or rather it's from different things that have just happened in your life that cause you to be where you are. But you don't have to allow those things to dictate your life. That's why it is so important to assess. Yeah, I said the Friday assessment, but you may assess even more often just because of where you are in your life, just because of the phase of where you are in your life. But what I'm telling you is so important to assess. It's so important to show up. It's so important to take an active role. It's so important to take the lead. And in doing all that, if it causes you say, you know what, I do need to take on a journey of personal self-development. Personal development. So you know what that means? That means that you need to seek out somebody, or seek out something that's going to cause you to be able to look, cause you to identify the areas in your life. One area in my life that was bad for me was procrastination. And I still fight that thing to the day. Yeah, I fight it, but I'm winning. Yeah, I fight it, but I'm winning. Why? Because I am a winner, and you are a winner too. Don't let nobody else tell you different than what you believe of yourself. Remember, I told you, don't let nobody else's opinion become your reality. And that thing is so true, because many people do not achieve their level of success because they have lived up to somebody else's opinion. Whether their opinion was high or whether their opinion was low, but you still lived up to somebody else's opinion, but there was something always inside of you tugging you, whether it's in a different direction or whether it was higher. So I want to leave you with that nugget today of the great Les Brown. Do not let somebody else's opinion become your reality. It's time to assess. It's time for you to show up. It's time for you to take an active role. It's time for you to lead. It's time for you to develop. So I'm leaving this with you, all the King's men. God loves you, and I love you too. Be blessed.